Hello, I'm Chris Wade, and I'm with the Great Ape Survivor Partnership of the United Nations. And I'm here with Dr. Gladys Kalema Zikusuka, the founder and CEO of Conservation Through Public Health from Uganda. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we're here today to talk about the relevance of public health and conservation, specifically gorilla conservation and ape conservation in Africa. Gladys, could you please tell us how you became first involved in conservation and in public health?
Thank you for inviting me on the webcast.
You're very welcome.
I first got involved actually in conservation when I was a high school student. I revived the wildlife club in the school that I was at, called Chibuli Secondary School, and that really got me into conservation. And I always wanted to be a veterinarian, but after the experience of setting up the wildlife club and taking the children to Queen Elizabeth National Park, I felt that I wanted to be a vet who works with wildlife. So that's how I got into conservation. And somewhere along the way, some of the people in the wildlife club office used to talk about the mountain gorillas. And at the time when I was a vet student, they were not fully habituated for tourism. But I managed to go and do some research when the habituation process was now done and tourism had just begun. I managed to get some funding, and I went over and I looked at disease in gorillas habituated for tourism and those that are not. And then I really got into gorilla conservation, and I felt I wanted to just be a veterinarian who works with wildlife. So by the time I graduated, my first job was the first veterinarian for Uganda Wildlife Authority. And that was extremely challenging and interesting and fulfilling. And the reason why they felt they needed a veterinarian was because of the gorilla tourism had just begun, and they were concerned about diseases coming from people to gorillas. And so they employed me, and then later on, of course, they asked me to deal with all the other veterinary issues in all the other national parks. Okay. So that was really good. I learned a lot on the job, and it got me to also understand all the conservation issues around preserving and protecting the gorillas. And so yeah, that's how I got into gorilla conservation.